Yep.
Welcome to Logistics Executive TV. We're right here in Sydney at the Olympic Stadium at the Industrial Transformation Australia Conference. Michael Lee from the Meat and Livestock Australia, you've just done an amazing presentation. Tell us a bit about your organisation.
Yeah, thank you. So as an organisation, we're known as a research development corporation. So lots of R&D and marketing for the Australian meat industry. So for our beef, our sheep, our goat farmers, we get to do lots of research. And today, sharing our story about how we're looking at not just the ag sector, but the food and meat sector and getting those products to the market.
Perfect. Now, I hear some of these amazing statistics like we export 72% of everything we grow right here in Australia. And obviously livestock is a key part of that. Now, from a supply chain perspective, what are some of the some of the key factors that makes a better way forward for anything supply chain?
Yeah, so I think it's important, as you said, we're a small player in terms of all those animals in the world, but we're a really important player in terms of how do we stand out. And quite often it starts with the on-farm credentials that our farmers are doing around animal welfare, through to our modern meat factories around the food safety and traceability and the quality. So how we stand out and how we win is often just those unbelievable classic clean, green credentials in the marketplace. And so we think we've got some great quality livestock and steaks and meat products and things like that to win in the marketplace. But yeah, definitely our domestic market's very valuable, but we do export a lot.
Perfect. Now, your organisation's all about innovation. Yep. What are some of the most innovative things you're doing in this sector?
Yeah, wow. So, look, lots of work in genetics and that type of things on farm, but yeah, we spend a lot of time looking at should we invest rather than can the tech work?
Yep.
And with that, I mean, we do a lot of work in ag tech around drone mustering and satellite analysis of the soil, things like that on farm. But when I think about the factory side, we're really saying in adapting technologies from the medical industry like CT and X-rays, and how do we start scanning a carcass and scanning those meat cuts so that we can work out what's the right product to go to the right market where, and really understanding lean meat yield and those quality traits so that ultimately the farmer gets the feedback, but the market gets the right product at the right time, because we've actually got the data now and the objective measurements to say, is that the right quality for that right market?
Yep. Now, I want to cast a very simple path around the international markets. Yep. So obviously, Australia is the food bowl. Asia has some amazing demand. Yep. Indonesia has just announced that it has to feed 63 million people as an election comes. Yep. What are some of the more innovative ways that you're getting products out to the marketplace? And I know there's a lot of investment in the Gladstone port of Queensland, right? And obviously that's a key port that can service the rest of Asia. How are you taking advantage of some of these new innovations from a supply chain shipping perspective?
Yeah, well, certainly, as I said, 70% of our products exported, and predominantly a lot is still shipped rather than air freighted.
Yep.
And so what we're trying to find is most of the cattle is in Queensland. So as you said, looking at new supply chain opportunities into that sort of Asian market remains a key growth sector for us. But we're looking at things like how do we measure the temperature more consistently? There's some opportunities for the frozen meat. How do we go back to -12 rather than -18? So we're looking at, I suppose, supply chain in terms of sustainable, less energy, but how do we get those markets so that the product is aged, tender, consistent quality? So logistics and the wider supply chain management is definitely the business model innovation, not just the technical innovation in terms of getting the product aged longer.
Extremely inspiring. Michael Lee from Livestock Australia.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Great. Thanks.
Cheers.